guys, it's Mckenley here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. This is part 2 to a series I'm doing about my first ever boyfriend. And I'm in the process of moving. That's why I'm in my sister's room right now. It's kind of been a mess. I also look like a mess. I have like a huge board here, but I tried to cover it up, so it's fine. I don't even know if y'all can see it. You can see it. Okay. So I'm gonna start off by just kind of doing a summary of where we're at. Just basically, I started dating this guy from a different school, and he was the only person I was out to, and it was really good for some time, and we were very off and on because it was kind of a mess. And then my parents found out, and that was a mess. Couldn't see him, and then all this fighting started happening. I moved away to LA. We were off and on becoming friends, and I would get these paragraphs every day from him where he was mad at me and he was not, and it was just kind of a mess. And so the last one kind of ended off where he had tweeted about something about me, about how I should come out. But after he tweeted that, I showed the screenshots. I asked him nicely to delete it, and he freaked out on me, and we got in a fight. And then I just stopped answering him. A little bit later, he sent me a long apology like he always did for things like that when he would send me long messages, like, you know, pissed at me and yelling at me. And I hadn't answered it. I was not ready. I was still upset, and I was like, you betrayed my trust. I think it was just a few weeks later. I was on this business trip in Indiana with my whole family for my mom's work, and again, I had not come out to anyone in my family yet. I had still not forgiven him or really answered his apologies because I was just done. And here he is. He wants an apology back, of course. I was not ready yet. I still felt hurt. He decides to message my sister while we're on this trip and say, like, Matt won't forgive me. Like, he was like, well, you just got into an argument, but he won't forgive me. Like, what do I do? And stuff. And she was telling me, like, oh, you know, says like he wants you to forgive him or whatever, go read his text, that he's really sorry. I was like, no, I'm not going to. And eventually, since I wasn't responding, he just decided to take it into his own hands, and he told my older sister in a long paragraph that we had dated and outed me to her and told her all this stuff and said that he was the best boyfriend ever, and that I like left him for this boy in LA. And she hadn't told me yet that he had texted me this stuff, but I could just feel the presence by the way she was talking to me and stuff. I knew for a fact that he had told her because that's just the way he is. And then I also like took her phone while she was gone and looked at her messages, which is kind of funny, and found out. And so when she came back in the room, I freaked out. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. So I ran to the bathroom and just like sat in the hotel bathroom. I was like just thinking about life and just so upset that he outed to me to like the most important person in my life, which is my sister. And the reason I hadn't told her just because I wasn't ready to tell anyone yet. Like, I literally hadn't told anyone. And he knew, like, I talked to him about it, how big of a deal it would be, like, when I do eventually come out to her. And he, I guess, just disregarded that and get into his own hands like he always did. I just knew it had happened, so I was freaking out in the bathroom, didn't know what to do. And Emily texted me and she said, are you going to come out? And I like freaked out. Like, I just felt my heart like fall out of my chest. That's not even the saying, but you know. And after staring at the text for like 3 minutes, just like not knowing how to respond, I just clicked to me that she didn't mean, are you going to like come out of the closet? She meant, are you going to come out of the bathroom? Because I had been in there and I was just in there freaking out the whole time and like literally forgot. So I just came out of the bathroom. Oh my god, we love coming out puns. And just went to my bed in the hotel room and just like, you know, was on my phone, and I was really quiet and obviously upset. And I was in a situation where I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to do, and I was freaking out. I wasn't ready. Like, I had not planned to like come out to her this way or like come out yet at all. So I decided to tell my friend Audrey from Virginia. She's one of those people that like wasn't really involved in any drama with my friends, and any friends of mine really that much. So we kind of just told each other everything because there was no reason not to. And she was like a really good person for me to go to, so I just was like, I want to tell her, like, you know, it's not going to really affect anything if I just tell her. She's not going to have anyone to tell. So I told her, I came out to her, and it went really well. That's my first person I actually got to come out to myself, so yay! Cheers for me. And then I told her the situation about what was going on with my sister and how he texted her, and she was like helping me decide what to do. But eventually, I guess she confronted me, and I came out to her like bawling my eyes out. Basically, I couldn't even say it. Like, I wasn't even ready to say I've come a long way since then. But I like just texted her, and it felt good, but like it was just like so much all at once that I just like bawled my eyes out. And then my other sister came back in, my younger sister, and when she came back in, you could tell that she was like crying. I was like, what? And that was because he was on FaceTime with her, telling her all this stuff, making her feel bad for him like he always does to everyone. Anyways, after this, it kind of settled down. I was still really upset about him outing me to my two sisters, but I was back in LA, and a couple weeks later, I think for some reason I was on talking terms with this guy again, because I am one of those people that gives people like countless and countless chances over and over again, and especially with him, even though I shouldn't have. So we were talking, and it kind of started to become the same pattern: big arguments, long texts, and being upset that I was talking to someone else, and then apologizing, and that started to happen again. I was like, this isn't working. It was Halloween night. I was dressed up as Stefan from Vampire Diaries. I was feeling it. I was with my friends. I was trying to have a good night as much as I could, and I just had him, like, you know, spamming DMing me and saying all these hurtful things, because it always got to like this point where it was just like hurtful things over and over again. You know, it still hurts coming from a person who, you know, you once cared a lot for. So I was upset, and I'm on Snapchat. Even if I forgive you for like literally doing something you promised me over and over again you would never do, you're still gonna act like this towards me. It's not fair, and I'm gonna have a fun night. So I added him. So I was just having a fun night, and then my phone ended up dying, and then like a lot of drama happened with my friends that night, and it ended up being an awful night in itself, not even including this guy, who I'm gonna give him a name to help you guys. I'm gonna call him Edward. So yeah, disregarding Edward, it was already an awful night. I was having drama, and I went home by myself, crying. My phone was dead, and I left my charger somewhere, so I couldn't charge it. I just went to bed. So the next morning I woke up at like, I don't know, like 10 or something, and then I didn't get to charge my phone until like 12. So here I am at 12 p.m. charging my phone, and as soon as it powered on, I get a spam of texts, screenshots, and like my friend Audrey, who it came out to especially, and it was just this post that Edward had made about me. And I'm not gonna show it, and I'm not gonna read it to you. I still have it. I still have all these conversations. I have this conversation with my sister. I have all of it. But a lot of it I don't want to show because it's kind of, it's like a lot. I don't feel like I need to put everything public out there because I want to get rid of it. I don't want it in my mind anymore. But I do have this post still, of course, and I'm gonna kind of skim through it. Also, I had seen all my birthday posts that he posted for my birthday was changed, and it was all just really degrading, like a lot of sexual stuff too that was really like just gross. Basically just I went from being in the closet to him just saying all this stuff over the top because he was so mad at me and he knew that would like hurt me the most. He basically said, "It's finally over. I tried one last time with my ex, and everyone already knows who he is. Blah blah blah. He ruined his friends. He's not gonna become anything. I'm way better than him. He's nothing but a liar, and blah blah blah. He thinks better about everyone else, but he ain't. He's honestly a regret. He's a mistake. I threw myself under the bus for him. He really a piece of poop. He hurt me. He told his sister I emotionally abused him when I said hurtful things, but he messed me up over so many times. He's a hoe. Clearly, I hate him to death. He gave me the Hollywood. He always called me Hollywood for some reason. Hope you and your new boyfriend that is probably cheating on you are great, because honestly, since you've been gone, I get with better looking guys now and better hearted guys now. You're like your mother, faking evil shit. You usually want to do this, but hope you get what you deserve, you dumb-ass kid. Best job you'll get is McDonald's, so fuck you, Matthew." And he said my full name. You suck as a human and as a YouTuber. Honestly, it still kind of like sucks to read out loud, but it sucks to like still have it, and like I want to like just delete it, and like all these other screenshots I have of him saying like more like just gross stuff, but I haven't had the chance to, and I'm hoping that after I do these videos I'll be able to hoping that I'll finally be able to just put it away, you know, and I won't have to just think about it anymore. And I don't think about it anymore, hardly ever. I mean, as of recent, it's kind of been like brought back into my life. Ew, an eyelash. I make a wish. Stay out of my life. I'm just kidding. But yeah, anyways, back to the story. I don't know, it was very hard because I hadn't come out. Only people that had seen it were like my friends that were following him and stuff, so, and like all of his friends obviously, but I didn't know who had actually seen it because, you know, sometimes you just don't see a post. And I went through the likes trying to like see who had liked it, just looking at the comments and seeing everyone on his side, and just seeing like my friends liking it, and like not knowing if my friends had seen it but not liked it. Like I just didn't know what to do, and I didn't know who to talk to or who I should defend myself to or what I should say, because I hadn't come out. I couldn't post anything in return. Like there was nothing really I could do about it. I think that was one of the hardest parts, was not only that I was thrown under the bus as some like awful human being, but I was also not able to say anything about it in my defense. And also coming out had been taken away from me, so that's basically how I came out to all my friends in Virginia. But yeah, it was pretty devastating for me. Couple months later, he was still blocked and everything, and he had still been posting about me though, of course, and tweeting about me, little random tweets like, "Oh, I hate Trump supporters, they remind me of my ex," like stuff like that. He would just like, you know, bring me into random topics and stuff and posts and tweets. But eventually I got a DM on my Instagram from him, long paragraphs basically saying sorry. I basically said I don't really think that's a genuine apology. I've forgiven you before and I can't forgive you this time, and this was in December. My message back wasn't really that bad, but it wasn't saying that I forgave him right away, or wasn't saying I wanted to become friends again, because I didn't and I couldn't. And since it didn't go his way, he of course sent me long ass paragraphs back, like literally it's the same thing, this story is literally repeating the same thing over and over again, just like, oh, so mad at me and everywhere, posting about me again. And I was like, really, this proves my point. This is why I'm not going to, because you're not genuine, you never actually change, like you're not going to. Like his message always said he'd change, changed, but he wasn't ever going to. And then later on, something similar happened again. I think it was a tweet or something, and we got into talking on Twitter again. After I think that he had gone off on me for not saying I'm sorry, he had later on apologized again, and I answered it on Twitter, and I said, like, basically, like, I don't know why you sent me an apology. I almost fell for it the first time, and I thought it was genuine, and then what happened when I didn't proved to me that you weren't being genuine. You were just saying it, I don't know, to say it, to try to get back into my life. But if it wasn't going to work out in your favor, then you didn't actually mean it. And it wasn't even a bad message. I also literally said I'm sorry for, like, any ways I've hurt you. Tried as hard as I could in this long ass message to explain to him how I felt. And Edward said that he was never gonna read it. I don't ever hear from you again. Leave me alone. And I said, I like if you read it eventually when you couldn't calm down. It's not all that bad. I'm genuinely sorry for the hurt I've caused you. I would say this is what the stuff I would say. And then he started coming at me again, then like trying to make me feel guilty or making me feel bad for him like he always said. I was like, there are a lot more civil ways you could have handled it, and I wish we had. I'm sorry. He said nothing will be civil. And then I don't know why, I thought like maybe we could try, like I don't know what it is about me, but I was like, well, I hate having people hate me and I hate all this stuff, so I was like, well, I guess I'll leave that up to you. Personally, I've run out of mental capacity for this and I just want it all over. If you want to change your mind, let me know. Because he said nothing's going to be civil. I was like, okay. And then he was like, Dad, you can forgive me, like I'll be at the front door and apologize and I'll be ready, like, and I was like, what? And then I gave him the chance. We talked about it on message for a while. He wanted to meet up in person and I said no. I was like, definitely not, but we can FaceTime about it and try to talk things out, and we did. And I told him everything that I had felt since the day he outed me, and since the day he outed me to my sisters, everything that happened behind the scenes, everything he didn't know about, and how I felt and how it affected me. And we became mutual again. Didn't really forgive him, but like I, like, you know, was like halfway there kind of. And we started talking like kind of casually. I said, we don't want to talk, we're not talking about relationships, we're not talking about any of that. Basic conversations, you can text me every once in a while, but of course it started becoming a day by day thing. I like tried to stay away from that. I would tell him like, I don't think we should talk today, like you text me every day since, like you need to stop, and then you get mad about that. Eventually the paragraph started happening again. He would start fighting with me again, and he'd also go through these weird week-long phases where he would say he was straight and that he don't like guys, and so he would text me and be like, hopefully you can repent, like, you know, anyone can change, so I'm gonna pray for you that you can come out of it. And I was like, are you serious? Like, this is probably the worst thing for someone like you to be saying to me when, with everything I've gone through with my parents, everything I've gone through growing up, and everything like I felt already in my head and like struggled with, you telling me that too. Like, I could not believe it. He was literally telling me that he was straight now and that he was just confused, and that's why he like boys for a little bit. So with that, with him coming at me every day, I said like, let's talk less, or like let's stop talking. It wasn't like a weird fight or anything, but we just stopped talking, and it was cool for once, no posts, and until the huge lies started happening again. Part 3 would be discussing that, the aftermath, everything that's happened recently with the videos being posted since I came out and stuff, and also with some drama with some friends of mine that have happened. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you guys give this a subscribe. If anyone's dealing with someone who they think is like this, then just know that it's best to just ignore them and cut them out of your life, because giving friends a second chance is great, a third chance is great, but sometimes there's only so many chances and you need to do what's best for you and not worry about the happiness of someone else and have it affect your mental state of mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe and join the Mckenley family. I love you all. Thank you guys.
There's an energy when you hold me, when you touch me. It's so powerful, I can feel it when you hold me, when you touch me. It's so powerful.
Look at this freaking pimple! Gosh! Kinda like make me mad. Cherry, no!